Welcome to the channel everybody, and today we're going to learn how to create a travel post or a banner which is in the travel niche. It can also go as an Instagram post or it can also go as an ad on Instagram or Facebook. So first we'll take a document of 1200 by 1200 pixels, which is essentially because I'm going for a square creative. You can keep the size of the document as per your wish. So for this I'll be requiring some stock images which I have already downloaded. So this is the first stock image that I'm going for, the link of which is in the description so that you can also download and practice it. So I'll start off by removing the background of the stock image, and there are various techniques of removing background using different tools in Photoshop like pen tool, quick selection tool, and so on. Once the background is removed, you can just drag the image in Photoshop and you can just enlarge it till the time that I feel it's good to go. So for now I'll just turn off this picture. I'll hit U and create a rectangle first. This is going to be the base of our creative. Making sure this is selected, head over here, change the color of the rectangle to something which I like. This is the hex code, you can write it down or you can also input your own hex code. This is the yellow that I'm going for. I'll again head over to the shape tool, right click on it and choose the ellipse tool because I want to create an ellipse here. So select the ellipse tool and then create one ellipse holding down shift. Let me change the color of the ellipse. So the hex code for the ellipse which I want is this. I'm going for a blue and yellow look. Again, it's a personal choice. You can go for the look that you want or your client has briefed you. Let me position this. For now, let's turn this off. Turn back this model's image on. Move this above rectangle. So as you can see, it does not look that realistic because there's no shadow, as in it feels like they are flying in the air. So first we'll be creating some shadows. So come down here, click on this icon. So as you can see, one new layer has been created. You can just write it as shadows 1, then hit B, create a brush, make it very soft. Make sure black is selected in the foreground. Click somewhere here, it will create a black paint. Hit Ctrl or Command T, make it very narrow, and then bring this shadow beneath the model's images. All right, let me just fix it. Let me just shorten it a little bit narrower. And also we are going to decrease its opacity till the point I see it looks fine. I think this is good to go. Then making sure the shadow layer is selected, hit Ctrl or Command J. That's going to create a copy of shadows. Hit V and move the second copy for the female model here. So all said and done, you can right click and create it a smart object. Again, this is an optional step, but it's a good practice because whatever number of images I'm working with, I always create it as a smart object. It helps while resizing it. Also, we can club all these three together by hitting Ctrl or Command G, and you can just type it models. So let's move the models towards the right side so we can do some typography and other parts. Turn this layer back on, place it below the models here. All right, now it looks good. Again, there's one more layer that I want to create here because there's kind of an empty space which I can see here. So what I'll do is I'll again take the ellipse tool. I'll again create one ellipse. Hit Ctrl or Command T, right click on it, click on warp, and then try to distort the shape of this. If you're satisfied, you can just hit enter, and then I can just move it, rotate it, just play with it, just see what looks good here. You can even flip it horizontal. So I think I'm okay with this, or maybe you can just rotate it like this. Now we'll be working on the typography part. So I'll take the text tool by hitting T. You can just type in the text So for the text part, let's suppose we have received the creative copy from the client. So let's just refer to that. So this is the copy that we have received from the client. It says 5 days of exotic getaway, $1,500 per person. PAX basically means per person. Mauritius trip, 5 days 4 nights. There will be a call to action saying book now, and then terms and conditions apply. So let's just type those things out quickly. For this sequence, I am speeding it up because it takes a while to type and I don't want this tutorial to go very long. So I'll come back when it's done. So one of the typography part has been done. Now let's move on to the other part, which is the details of the package along with the call to action button. So this is the second part of the typography, which has the details of the package. So let me just align it properly. Make sure they are very properly aligned. And just in case if you do not know, PAX means per person. And then last but not the least, we will create a call to action button here. Create a rectangle here. I'll change the color of this one to the blue. Hit OK. Book now is our call to action here. So our post is pretty much done, except there are a few things left. So first let me change the color of this 5 to something which is in contrast. Let's change it to yellow. And then we'll also bring in the logo of the company. So I've just downloaded a very generic logo. I don't know if it's actually a logo, but for the sake of the tutorial I'll be just using this logo. So you can just pin it to the right topmost corner. And then let's just change the color of this logo. So let's suppose blue. And yes, how can we forget the last line, which is terms and conditions apply. So hit T and type in the text. Change its color to blue again. And then we just shift it somewhere here, down here. So now if you take a look, I think it's almost completed here. There's one finishing touch which I'd like to give. I'll head over to the models images here, click the layer below it, and then create a new layer by hitting on this icon. So you see a new layer has been created. Take a brush, make it very soft. Make sure you have white color selected here in the foreground. In case if it is not, you can just click on this first color here, and then this dialog box pops up. You can just choose the white color or any other color which you want. Right now for this case we are going for the white color, so I'll just choose white and hit OK. So making sure the foreground color is white and taking a brush, keeping it very soft, we'll create a soft glow here. So as you can see, it's very white and blown out right now. So making sure this layer is selected, we can go over here and change the blend mode to soft light. For more intensity, you can create one more layer by hitting Ctrl or Command J. So it created a duplicate copy. So the intensity is now double. You can just have a look at it. Let me just show you. This is before and this is after. I know you might not be able to see it that properly, but just wait for a while. I'm making some changes and then it will be very clearly visible. Also, this particular blue ellipse that you can see here, I think I might just want to change its position because I think it's occupying a lot of space near to our main models images. So just click on the ellipse here and move it a bit upside here. So you can just keep some good space between the models and the ellipse. Also, if you want, you can move this whole unit bit upwards because I think it's too low. Maybe we can move it a little bit up. So select all these layers of the unit. So let's do that. We have this, and then hit V and you can move it up here. I think it's too up. If we move it very up, then the bottom region looks very empty. So we'll keep it something in between here so it looks balanced. So this is one of the designs that you can go for. Another variation which you can very easily create for this one is you can replace the background of the creative by adding some real image of some location instead of this yellow rectangle. So I kind of personally like the tropical theme, so I'll just head over to Google Images and let's just type some very place of a name which is very relevant to tropical theme. I'll type in maybe Bahamas, hit enter. Let's see what does it give us. So you see all these kind of, so you see all the images which are of Bahamas island here, and among all these I have chosen one image which is this one, and I think it will go very easily with the creative that we are working. So I'll be using this, and I'll also give you the link of this in the description so that you can also download it for yourself. So let me just quickly pull this image in our creative. We'll bring this layer down and keep it right above the rectangle here. Let's increase the size of it by hitting Ctrl or Command T. So did you see that how perfectly it fits with the image and the whole mood of the creative? Let's quickly change the color of our logo, because in this case it's not in contrast. So we'll just make it white. White is a very universal color, and hit OK. So now I'm going to show you the impact of the soft glow that we had created. Also, let me just group this. Hit Ctrl or Command G, give it a name, GLOW. Now just carefully have a look at the difference that this glow has created. Off, on. This is off. Looks good. Yes, it does. It's not too bad. But if you add a glow, it immediately lightens up the models from the background, which is really great. Trust me, when you create this yourself and you create the glow yourself, you'll see it makes a world of a difference. So yes, this is again second version of our creative, which you can easily create by changing the background. Let's take a look at the previous one. So this also looks good, and then even this looks really great. So you can just create both the versions and give it to the client or your boss, and then whichever works out great, you can use that. So that's how we create a simple travel post or an ad creative inside Photoshop. So I really hope you liked that video. So don't forget to join me on my Telegram community, and I will see you in the next one.